To talk about the muscular system. Again, one of the 11 body systems associated with our body. We can say body systems or organ systems there. So the muscular system. Okay, so the learning objectives here, just talk about the three different types of muscles, what are tendons, what are ligaments, and and name of the directions of muscles. So basically, I guess the name and the directions of muscles. All right, three major muscles, different kinds of muscles. We got the skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, and smooth muscle. All right, so the skeletal muscle is that which we're more so familiar with. That's the skeletal muscle is that which we pretty much kind of see in our arms or legs. We see here, you have like the biceps here, the triceps here, and so on and so forth. The latissimus dorsi, the deltoids, I mean, all that stuff there, right? So that's basically what we typically see when we think of muscles, okay? These are just pictures, microscopic images of what the different muscles actually look like after having been stained and up underneath a microscope, all right? So you got the skeletal muscles, again, that which we pretty much see usually like on the physical body. Now you got the cardiac muscles, okay? So the cardiac muscles slightly different in terms of its shape and morphology. And the cardiac muscles, of course, cardiac, okay, heart, so associated with the heart. So you got the cardiac muscles, so different types, skeletal, cardiac, and the smooth muscles. Smooth muscles, basically, we basically see that's attached to like kind of like vessels and hollow organs. We have smooth muscles that actually kind of actually go along the esophagus, going to the stomach, and kind of help to push the food by way of peristalsis. You have smooth muscles and vessels and so on and so forth. So of course, we don't see these muscles there, but they are indeed inside of our body and play a huge role. Okay, skeletal muscles. Going back to skeletal muscles. All right, attachment and growth structure. Okay, so basically, just of course, know everything that I talk about. You have the origin and insertion. Okay, so the origin is simply the attachment at the stationary end of the muscle. So this part is stationary. Okay, let me try using another part. This part is stationary. Okay, so pretty much this part of the arm, does not move. It's stationary. So really, the portions, all right, the tendons that's going to attach the muscles here, all right, it's called the origins. Okay, again, so this does not move, okay, or very little move. Of course, the muscle and tendons are going to move there, but where the tendons are attached to the bone structures there, that's not going to move, all right. Whereas insertion, attachment to mobile end of the muscles. So this part is insertion right here. Why? Because this portion, you can actually move it there, right? So then this will cause, of course, basically this will cause contraction of the biceps and relaxation of the triceps. All right, superficial muscles are the most visible. Basically, of course, when you're actually looking at them, so superficial muscles are the muscles that we actually, of course, see, while the deep muscles are actually part of the muscles that's closest to the body. So superficial muscles, skeletal muscles, of course, that's what we see. In terms of actually when you exercise, bodybuilding, and so on and so forth, what you're actually doing is that you're breaking down, you're tearing, you're causing microfiber tears in the muscles. And then they repair themselves, and actually as a result of the repairing process, it actually kind of builds up the muscles there, right? So, and of course, our muscles are mainly made up of proteins there. So a lot of people who work out, especially bodybuilders, they'll eat a lot of proteins while they're lifting weights and whatnot there, right? Because that will actually a little further enhance the muscle building process. Okay, so the parts of skeletal muscle. So we have the origin. Okay, so again, you have the tendon that's attaching it to the bone. All right, so that's a stationary. We already talked about the origin and the insertion, and then in the middle you have the belly. All right, so this is the belly. Okay, so that's the thicker part of the region of the muscle. So just like in the arm schematic that we had a couple slides back, the belly would be, say, like the bicep, tricep area. Okay, so that's kind of more so the middle region, the thicker portion of the muscle. All right, may mention, okay, so tendons, that's just a narrow band of connective tissue that connects the muscles to the bones. Again, tendons connects muscle to the bones. Ligaments, band that connects bone to bone. Okay, so bones to bones. All right. And the aponeurosis, that's the band of connective tissues that connects flat muscles to other muscles. So actually, kind of right here in this area. All right, so it's not so much connecting to a bone or anything like that, but just a portion of muscle that's connecting other muscles to each other. All right, shape and location. Okay, I just got this from line. A skeletal muscle is anatomical location or its relationship to a particular bone often determines its name. For instance, like the frontalis muscle, located in the top of the frontal bone of the skull. All right. So again, a lot of times, basically muscles can be named by its location. All right, maybe like the origin or the insertion point of the muscle. All right. And here's some examples. Temporalis muscle covers the temporal bone. All right. The shape. All right. Deltoid muscle. Deltoid is kind of like a triangular shape. Trapezius, so kind of like a trapezoid. If you remember back in during your geometry class back in high school. All right. So again, so the location and shape can play a role in terms of naming muscles. All right, direction of muscle fiber. So we have the rectus parallel to the midline. So parallel, so here's the midline. Oops. So basically the rectus parallel. Parallel is just is going in the same direction. Okay, so you have the rectus. When we talk about the rectus, it's parallel. So midline going from, in a sense, kind of north to south. The rectus muscles are going north to south. Transverse, perpendicular. So if this is parallel, remember back to your math class or anything, then this is perpendicular. Okay. So again, midline, the rectus muscles going north to south. Then the transverse muscles, all right, these guys are going east to west. Perpendicular. Again, and that's perpendicular. Okay. And the obliques are actually going to be traveling more so. Let's look at the internal obliques here. Kind of hard to see the arrow though, but more so in the diagonal fashion. Okay, so naming of the muscles here. All right. Again, like I said, deals with the direction, and you guys will have this slide to actually look to actually observe when I upload this there, so you can read through this. Relatively size of muscle, location of muscle. Again, dealing with naming. Number of origins, like the triceps, 3 heads. So tri meaning 3, triceps 3 heads. So that's why we call it triceps. The location, shape of muscles, and the action of muscles. So definitely take a look at that and be somewhat aware of the naming schematic of muscles.